What if the most powerful weapon in a war was made of rubber and air? In the spring of 1944, the Allies faced their greatest challenge, launching a cross-channel invasion of Nazi-occupied Europe. But to succeed, they first had to pull off the greatest magic trick in military history. This is the story of Operation Fortitude, a campaign of lies built on inflatable tanks, wooden aircraft, and a fictional army commanded by a man who didn't exist, all designed to convince Hitler that the D-Day invasion would land anywhere but Normandy. Welcome to Top Tier TV. Today, we're uncovering one of the most brilliant and bizarre chapters of World War II. This isn't a story of brute force, but of sheer cunning. It's a tale where artists, set designers, and radio operators became weapons of war, and where the fate of thousands hinged on the credibility of a phantom force. By 1944, the Allies knew a direct assault on Fortress Europe would be a bloodbath. The failed Dieppe raid of 1942 had proven that. The Germans, led by the brilliant but erratic Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, had spent years fortifying the French coast. The Allies had one overwhelming advantage. They could choose the time and place of the attack. But to keep that advantage, they had to mislead German intelligence completely. The solution was born from a British tradition of deception, spearheaded by the secretive London Controlling Section. Their plan was codenamed Operation Bodyguard, a comprehensive strategy to hide the Allies' true intentions. And the most critical part of Bodyguard was Operation Fortitude. The deception focused solely on the D-Day landings. Fortitude had two main goals. Fortitude North would convince the Germans that an invasion of Norway was imminent, tying down hundreds of thousands of troops. But the real masterpiece was Fortitude South. Fortitude South's objective was audacious: to create the illusion of a massive 150,000-strong invasion force called the 1st United States Army FUSAG, poised to strike at the Pas-de-Calais. This was the most logical landing site, and therefore the one the German High Command expected. The Allies decided to give them exactly what they were looking for. But how do you conjure an army out of thin air? You start with what the enemy can see. Enter the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, later known as the Ghost Army. This was a unique unit of 1 to 100 men, not traditional soldiers, but artists, illustrators, engineers, and sound technicians. Their canvas was the English countryside, and their paints were deception. They built a world of illusions. Hundreds of inflatable tanks, trucks, and artillery pieces were deployed across the fields of Kent and East Anglia. From the air, they were indistinguishable from the real thing. But if a curious local or a stray cow bumped into one, it would wobble comic. To add to the realism, the Ghost Army would meticulously create tank tracks in the mud with their jeeps, and leave laundry lines and campfires scattered around the bivouacs of this non-existent force. And it wasn't just tanks. They built entire airfields stocked with wooden, inflatable, and canvas aircraft. To German reconnaissance planes flying at 30,000 feet, it was a convincing display of massive military buildup. But an army is more than just equipment. It has a presence. It makes noise. It communicates. The Ghost Army had mobile sound units that would blast pre-recorded audio, construction, vehicle movement, and radio traffic, creating a sonic mirage that could be heard for miles. Meanwhile, skilled radio operators created an entirely fake network of signals, traffic for FUSAG. They mimicked the chatter of real divisions, sending thousands of fake messages that German listening posts eagerly intercepted and decoded. The story they told was one of logistical preparation and impending action in the Pas-de-Calais. And every great army needs a great general. The final masterful touch was the commander of this phantom army, the most feared Allied general in the eyes of the Germans, General George Patton. Patton was, at the time, in temporary disgrace after slapping a soldier. The Allies played this up perfectly. They put Patton in a very public command of FUSAG. The Germans couldn't believe the Allies would leave their best offensive general out of the invasion. To them, his presence confirmed that the real main attack was still to come at the Pas-de-Calais. The deception was so complete that even after the real landings began at Normandy on June 6, 1944, Hitler and his high command remained convinced it was a feint. They held the powerful 15th Army with its Panzer divisions at the Pas-de-Calais for a critical 7 weeks, waiting for the main assault from Patton's Ghost Army that would never arrive. The cost of this deception was measured in lives saved. By paralyzing a significant portion of the German army, Operation Fortitude allowed the Allies to secure their foothold in Normandy. The inflatable tanks and wooden planes of the Ghost Army had done what real weapons could not. They had won a battle without firing a shot. It was a triumph of intellect over brute force, a testament to the power of a well-told lie in the service of a greater truth. Operation Fortitude stands as a pinnacle of military strategy, but it makes you wonder, in an age of satellites and drones, could such a simple theatrical deception work work today? Or does modern technology make us more or less susceptible to a different kind of information warfare? I want to hear what you think. What was the most ingenious part of this plan? The visual deception, the sonic trickery, or the masterstroke of using Patton? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. If you find these stories of hidden history and brilliant strategy as fascinating as we do, then you need to subscribe to Top Tier TV and ring the notification bell. We have so many more untold stories to share with, and if you appreciate us shedding light on history's most clever moments, please give this video a like. It genuinely helps us continue our work. Thank you for watching. Remember the stories, honor the cleverness, and we'll see you in the next video.